Hi everyone, my name is Rainer. This is Rainier Books. This is my book channel where I speak about books mostly, but also once a week about the week that is behind us, that is behind me, what I have read, what I have plans to read, and other stuff. Hi, my name is Rainer. This is my channel, Rainier Books, and it's Tuesday. It's time for a tag video. I was tagged by Brian from Bookish for the favorite characters tag, which is an original tag from Leo from A Little Book Life. I linked both of their channels down below. And let's get started with this tag. There are 10 prompts, and the first prompt is a character that you love fiercely. Oh my God. I don't think that I love characters fiercely. I would have to think back to to when I was younger and more passionate about everything. No, I'm still passionate, believe me. But there is the time when I told you about me reading all those Los Angeles noir detective stories in the 80s, I think, when I read all those novels by Ross MacDonald, by Raymond Chandler. And I think a character that I really loved at the time was Lou Archer, the private detective that was played by Paul Newman, among others, in the movie The Drowning Pool by Stuart Rosenberg. That was definitely a character that I loved. I also loved the anti-hero Arthur Abdel Simpson from Eric Ambler's novels Top Copy and Dirty Story. That's an anti-hero, of coward, bad guy actually, who tries to do everything to stay alive and does a lot of filthy stuff that he wasn't supposed to do, or that is against the law. But Arthur Abdel Simpson, played by Peter Ustinov in the movies, in Top Copy by Alfred Hitchcock, actually, are two characters that I really like and really loved, I would say. More recently, when I look at characters that I liked a lot, was definitely Little Dog. The character of Ocean Vuong's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous is a character that I liked. I like also the character of Desiree Vignes Desiree and Stella Vignes, actually both of them, for several reasons. In the novel The Vanishing Half, I liked the character of Clara in Michelle Good's Five Little Indians. So they're always characters that I really when I can connect to characters, then it's always a possibility that I like those characters. I don't love them, I wouldn't say so much, but I really like a good character, and a character-driven story is always a story that will engage me. The second question is a character that is heavily flawed, but you cannot help but love. Oh, that would be Arthur Abdel Simpson, for example, in Dirty Story. He is really a bad guy. He's not a nice guy, and there's no reason to like this man. He is, I think, in his 40s. He is married to an actress in Athens. He makes money by selling actresses to porn movies in Greece. He is a coward. He is a coward is nothing negative per se, but Simpson is a man who is really bringing others in danger by cowarding away from certain situations. That is really something that is not so likable. So that is a heavily flawed character, and that I not love, but I like. A character that made you laugh out loud. I don't read so funny books. That's one of my problems. But people say that most of the books that I read are super sad and super depressing. But looking back at the books that I've read over the course of this year and over the course of last year, a character that makes me laugh out loud, I'm still thinking about it. I would have to go to cartoonish kind of movies that I've seen, because this is that concentrated on fiction. It's favorite characters tag, which could also apply for movies, right? So can I draw that this way? Can I pull this a little bit to movies, then I would say, of course, there are lots of characters that made me laugh out loud. I really, but last time I laugh out loud is I liked very much the characters when I was growing up. Back again to the time that Louis de Funès played. He played these policemen in France that were so funny, and I really loved his mimic, the way he was acting with his face, with his smile, and with his rage and all that stuff. That was a character when I was young that really made me laugh out loud. Today I don't read so funny stuff anymore. I don't read comedies. I don't read I don't read comedy novels or funny novels a lot. I read more serious stuff. But but I can laugh a lot, I can promise you. A child character that you like, that I would turn to a friend of mine, actually. Tamara Bach. She is an author of young adult fiction in Germany. She has won all the prizes you can win in Germany. And she has written I think her third novel was called Jetzt ist hier, which could be The Time Is Now. I have to look up if this is translated into English, and then I will put a link down below. Jetzt ist hier, and there's a child, a little girl, I think she's 8 or 9 years old, her name is Franziska, and I really love that person who is a side character in the novel. And I actually asked Tamara, I told her that I love this character, and she said, that's funny because I love it too, she said. And she said that the character wasn't actually not supposed to have such a larger space that she has in the novel Jetzt ist hier, but she just took her. She just asked for that space, and she sort of lived her own life, and that's how she grew. And she's the little sister of one of the main characters of that novel Jetzt ist hier. That's the first one that comes into my mind, by Tamara Bach. Very good author. An animal character that you love. I have to be very short memory here. I read Five Little Indians by Michelle Good recently. That was the last book that I really completed. And the dog character that I absolutely loved was John Lennon, the dog of Clara, is amazingly depicted. And I could feel that Michelle has a great experience with dogs. I had great experience with dogs. I had a dog for 14 years, and I still think of him a lot. He died 4 years ago. When he was super old and got cancer. So I love dogs myself, and I'm still thinking about getting a dog again one of these days, maybe. And so I can fall for a dog character like John Lennon in a good novel like Five Little Indians, where you really can see that Michelle Good knows what she is writing about. She's really giving that dog a character. A strong woman character that you like. Well, since I read a lot of women authors, there are loads of strong women characters that I really like and really love in my reading. But to pick just one of them is always very difficult. Yeah, let's say I liked really one of many strong women characters that I've read in the past couple of years. In the last 2 years was Daisy Jones from Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That's a really strong and beautiful character, a rock star from the 1960s, a fascinating personality. She has a lot of flaws too, so she could go under question 2 as well here, a flawed character that I really love. Daisy Jones is a beautiful character. There's so many others. I could name so many others. I like Boomy from Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. I like Dido Paris from Elizabeth Hayes' novel Late Nights on Air. That's the voice that the main character, Harry Boyd, is falling in love with. So there are lots of women characters that I really admire, that I really love. The question number 8 is a character that scares the hell out of you. Woo, a character that scares the hell out of me. A character that scares the hell out of me. Well, I would go back to another German book here by Heinz Strunk, Der Goldene Handschuh. I read that last year. It was very successful in German. It was not translated into English yet. It sold hundreds of thousands of copies in Germany. This is a novel about a serial killer that really existed, Fritz Honka, who killed at least 3 prostitutes in the 1970s in Hamburg. And he was a very low IQ person, came from Saxony, and was a very short man, lived a very lonely life, and he killed these prostitutes that he met in this pub that was called the Golden Handschuh, which is the Golden Glove, which really exists in Hamburg. And he would how do you say? Well, it's horrible. He killed them. He killed those women in a horrible way, and this is really a very scary character that I'm not afraid of, but who is very scary, and you don't want to meet this person in real. He's not alive anymore. He went to prison and he died in prison many years ago. But that would be one of the characters that I really think is creepy and scary that I read about during the last 2 years. The question number 9 is a really mean character. A really mean character. I don't want to give the same answer, so that would be too easy to say Fritz Honka again here. But mean characters are very often are important for sometimes for good novels, aren't they? And well, I'm not supposed to name real people here. Otherwise, I would have an idea to say who's super mean. This would be Brother and Sister in Five Little Indians by Michelle Good, the church priest people and nuns who tortured all these poor indigenous First Nation kids in residential schools. And those 2 characters in the novel by Michelle Good, they are really mean characters. And the final question is a character that you really hate. I don't hate. You have to be. Hating is as much strong as loving. So it must be very, very strong if you really hate someone. So I really don't hate people. I dislike a lot of people because they are against human rights, against democracy, and against the principles of our society, which is based on equal rights. But to find a character in literature that I dislike that strongly is very difficult. I would go to Brother and Sister again here, Five Little Indians. People like Brother and Sister who really are injustice, who really enjoy to bully weak people, to torture people who are racist and who are misogynist and who are sexist. That is the kind of character that I don't like. I don't find a specific character here for you now, in fiction at least. So that would complete the 10th and final question of the character tag, which is not so easy as you might have discovered when you listened to this video. But I thank you very much, Brian, for tagging me, and this was really a good task for me to think about those questions. And you have tagged, I saw that you have tagged 4 people, so maybe I should also tag 4 people. I tag Ed from Gagging for Lit for this character tag. I tag Michaela from Michaela Reads. Wait, I know how to tag, but I just have to look for her now. I tag Sarah from Your True Shelf. And I tag, finally, the 4th and final tag goes to Kieran from KD Books. Thank you very much for watching this, and have a great Tag Tuesday, my friends, and see you very soon here on BookTube. Bye-bye.